Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a beautiful and inspiring day, and thank you so much for joining me today for another art video. Today I am sharing my watercolor painting process for a still life arrangement of 3 apples. And as you're gonna see in a bit, I am still experimenting and exploring the process of creating an underpainting when painting with watercolor. For this one, you're gonna see in just a bit that I use Ultramarine Blue and Gamboge, which is a bright yellow, to create that underpainting prior to actually starting with my reds and my browns for my background and all of that. I worked on that underpainting for a bit and then I allowed it to dry completely, and then I started in with the actual colors that I'm able to see in my reference picture. I am challenging myself to use color in more dynamic ways, shift color temperatures, and just bring more depth to my watercolor paintings. For this piece, I decided to use Gamboge for my yellow, which is a bright yellow, which I really love. And I actually only used a total of 4 different colors for this entire painting. If you've been watching my watercolor painting videos for a while, you're probably already well aware that I really love using a limited color palette. I find that by taking 5 minutes before starting with my painting process to plan and prepare the specific colors that I'm going to be using for the piece on hand, bringing in my knowledge of the color wheel and color temperature, of course, it really helps me stay more organized throughout the painting process. It helps me avoid accidents and muddy colors, and it's a lot more likely that I'll end up with a composition that looks harmonious and cohesive because color plays a huge role in doing this. So the 4 colors that I used throughout the painting process for this watercolor still life were, as I mentioned before, Ultramarine Blue for the underpainting. I then moved on to Gamboge, which is a bright yellow. I used different mixtures of Alizarin Crimson and Ultramarine Blue in different ratios to create the different reds and red purples throughout the apples. I used burnt sienna for the little sticks on top of the apples. And for the surface of the table and the back wall behind the still life arrangement, I used a combination of Ultramarine Blue and burnt sienna. So as you can see, with the 4 colors that I chose for myself, I am able to modify the ratios of my paint mixtures depending on what it is I need in order to create lighter or darker values of whatever section I'm painting. So for example, if I want to create a darker version of my burnt sienna, which is a color that I started those little sticks on top of the apples with, all I need to do is add a tiny bit of ultramarine into the mixture, and that is going to darken that brown. So I can use that darker brown for the darker areas within those tiny little sticks that I'm able to perceive in my reference picture. Whereas if I want to create a lighter version of my burnt sienna, all I really need to do is add a little bit of Gamboge to it. So you can see how by using only 4 colors, I am creating a great immense range of different colors and values, and I'm pretty much covered. Throughout the process, I am really making sure to, yes, play with color, but at the same time, really focus on recreating the values that I'm seeing in my reference, darkest darks, wide range of midtones, and lightest lights. And I'm also making sure to keep my highlights protected throughout the entire painting process. In terms of the materials that I used Arches cold press 140-pound watercolor paper. My paint is from my Winsor Newton Cotman line half pan set. I use a total of 4 different brushes. You're gonna see me use my brushes from my Royal and Langnickel Zen line set. I used my 1-inch flat brush and 2 rounds in sizes 6 and 8. And I also used my Princeton Neptune quill brush in size 6. I get all of my watercolor painting supplies via Amazon or blick.com, and links to these specific supplies that I am using are going to be left down below for you in the description box in case you'd like to go and check them out. Alright you guys, I'm going to leave you to hopefully enjoy the rest of this painting time lapse, but of course not without first welcoming all of you new people just visiting my channel today for the very first time. Welcome, and I am super happy that you're here. Do consider subscribing because every single week I share new videos with art tips, drawing and painting tutorials, and encouragement for aspiring artists. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to click on that little notification bell so that YouTube can let you know whenever I publish a new video. Otherwise, you may or may not find out about it. And I also want to send out an immense shout out and a huge thank you to all of my community members over on Patreon. You guys are amazing, and I am so, so thankful for you. It's because of you that I'm able to keep creating videos, so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys, enjoy. that is gonna do it for today, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got inspired to do some watercolor painting for yourself. If you did like it, please, please, please make sure to give it a thumbs up because it really helps my channel get in front of more people. If you have any questions or comments for me, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. Sometimes it does take me a little while to get back to you with everything that I have going on, but I promise that I always do. Thank you so very much for watching today. I really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna leave you a few more videos right here that you can go and check out next. Don't forget to subscribe so that I can see you very, very soon, and stay inspired. Bye, guys.